Hi guys, it's Carlos the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today I'm doing a video about the reasons why people don't get into the shape they really want. Okay, now I'm going to give you 5 main topics there what stops you people from actually getting into the shape that they really want. Now, number 1 is they do not train hard enough. Now, too many people come to the gym and they just end up doing an hour of warming up. Now, they don't really work to the best of their ability. Many of them doing the wrong exercises. Many of them performing the exercises really wrong. And not working to the rate of intensity that causes you to get into the right shape. Now, I'll give you an example. A lot of people probably don't know this, but in order for you to tone up, the actual science behind toning up, I don't know if you guys know, is the breaking down of muscle tissue. Now, you know when you get sore and you after a training session you kind of like get sore, that is called DOMS, delayed on muscle soreness. Now that soreness, what it actually is the myofibrils, which is basically the muscle fibers in your muscles basically have literally teared slightly. Okay, so that science behind it, basically what it causes your muscles to tear, which therefore gives you a bit of a, if you like, loads of chemical and products that get built up throughout that sort of chemical reaction. And what happens is then you start getting a bit sore. It produces lactic acid, and I don't want to bore you too much with words, but basically it's a reaction that happens to your body. Now, what it causes you then to be a bit sore. Now, that is obviously great in the sense that mine is not so great. Some of you guys might think, well, yeah, this guy's sore, I don't like that. But it's kind of like a nice pain, if you like. But it's the sign that you've worked hard enough, okay? Now, what happens with a lot of guys is they do not work hard enough to even get sore. It's not just about, being sore is not the reflection of a great workout all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want you to think like, oh well, in order for me to have a great workout I need to be sore every single time. No, you don't, because eventually your body gets adaptable and you've got to keep changing. Now, what I tend to do and advise you is, we can be dark here, isn't it? Is make sure you basically train hard enough in order for you to be able to break down enough muscle tissue in order to grow. And when I mean to grow, I mean to tone up. Now, a lot of people think, oh well, so if I break enough muscle tissue, I'm growing like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's not as easy as that, because it's one thing is what you do, which is break down muscle tissue. Another thing is what you do after that, and that's what I'm going to get leading to number 2. Now, too many people don't understand the importance of diet. Now, this is not a video that I want to talk about just diet, but number 2 is diet, and a lot of people do not understand what diet actually means. Now, when you are on a diet, you need to literally pay very much close attention to what you put into your mouth, right? The likes of eating carbohydrates, the likes of eating fats, the likes of eating sugars and salts, they will fuck you up. Okay, there's no two ways about it. Okay, now if you're gonna go on a diet, let me tell you something very simple. Just take all the junk away. So all the junk, anything that's processed, anything that comes in a pack has to go. Simple as that. There's no point you saying, oh Carlos, yeah, but what about low fat sauce? What about this? What about that? Listen to me. That's gotta go. Whether you like it or not, if you want to get into top shape, you can't afford to be eating processed shit, okay? So you've got to make sure that you take all the crap away. So let me clean your diet. Take all the crap away, and just, if you can, okay, if you can afford it, just eat organic food. Now, the only thing you've got is your body. So if I was you, I'd invest the best you can in the best food that you can afford for your body. I'll give you an example. Like, I try to buy the best food I can for me, because I only got one vehicle, okay? So I've got to look after it. So I'll buy the best food I can in order to become my greatest version and become a stronger, fitter, healthier and happier version of myself. So there's no point you saving on food and then going and spending on junk food and becoming the worst version of yourself. Honestly, focus on becoming your greatest version by eating the right foods and watch what you eat. Cut down on the crap, okay? That will help you become fitter, better, stronger, happier, healthier version of yourself. I'll do another video about the detail of diet, okay? This is not the video just for the diet, okay? Now, number 3 is supplementation, okay? So many people do not understand what supplementation is there for, or they may understand what supplementation is there for, but they may not understand what to take. Now, because the diet, a lot of the times the diets are bad, your body is lacking on a lot of multivitamin minerals, is lacking on a lot of sort of substances that your body needs, especially if you train, that you don't take. Okay, now I'll give you an example. Like, you know, sometimes when you've got a cold, some people say, oh, just eat a couple oranges. Now, I don't know if you guys realize, in order for you to have a gram of vitamin C in your system, do you know how many oranges you need to take? Now, I don't want to scare you, but you need to take a lot of oranges every single day. So if I told you you had to eat about 20 oranges, you'd probably be thinking, Carlos, I haven't got time to eat 1 orange, let alone 20. Okay, so you probably would tell me where to go. So that's what I'm saying. So supplements are very, very, very important. However, a lot of supplements out there that probably a lot of you guys are purchasing, they may seem almost like seen as if you gotta take it, but you shouldn't be taking it, but that's another story. So I'll come back to that maybe on another video. But let me tell you something that you need to take, right? If you work out, okay, and you want to be a fitter, stronger, happier, healthier version of yourself, you need to take multivitamin minerals. Now, I'm not here to kind of like tell you what brands and whatever else and sponsor and talk about great brands out there, but the brands I take, I can tell you, I take Solgar, multivitamin minerals, and Centrum as well. Now, they work for me and they're brilliant, okay? Now, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy those, but I'm telling you, I take them and they're brilliant for me and they work very, very well for me, okay? And they are pretty good brands. I've done my research and they're pretty good. Now, vitamin B6 and B12, they are essential for you. Okay, they're going to support your immune system very well, especially when you're training very hard. Now, vitamin C, it's very important. Now, 1,000 milligrams a day is essential if you want to stay away from viruses, illnesses, and all that sort of stuff that is out there, in particular in the winter, because there's a lot of viruses in the winter, as you guys know. Okay, now if you train, creatine and glutamine is absolutely crucial. Now, glutamine for the essential, the fact that it stops your body release the cortisol levels and basically protects your muscle, helps your digestion system, and helps resynthesize muscle tissue, which in other words basically builds muscle. Okay, now that will support your muscle toning growth, which is fantastic. Creatine, on the other hand, obviously, as you guys know, increase your ATP production, which is a molecule of power that your body obviously utilizes for muscle contraction. So in other words, it gives you a lot more power, aids recovery, and for the guys that want to bulk up a little bit, it kind of gives you a little bit more sort of like, it holds a lot of water as well, but basically it does, gives you a bit of a boost. Okay, it's fantastic. So I definitely advise you that. Now, some of you guys may say to me, Carlos, what about protein? Now, this is a big debate, and at the moment I'm on a crossroads with a lot of protein powder. The reason for that, I say that, is because a lot of protein powders out there, because it's gone crazy. It's a craze sort of, if you like, industry where everyone's claiming to have the best protein here and there. But if you look at it, apart from organic proteins that are very much truthful organic proteins, which are fantastic. Now, a lot of other protein brands, and I'm not going to name any brands, but a lot of protein brands out there may consume or may include a lot of calories. And I don't want to be here telling you which ones are they and how bad they are for you, but I personally don't take them. Okay, I rely on turkey, fish, chicken to basically get my protein intake. So that comes from solids, and I trust that a lot more than anything else. Now, one thing I've noticed was when I was taking years ago, when I was taking liquid protein, I found myself getting really bloated, which, to be honest with you, it's not great. It's not a great It's not a great look. Not the fact that I wasn't toned, but I felt bloated. And every time I took protein, don't take me wrong, I was on probably 4 shakes a day. Even when I went to 3 shakes a day, even when I went to 2 shakes a day, even when I went to 1 shake a day, I still felt like that. So it was a lot to do. It's a lot to do with dairy, you know. So dairy, obviously, as you know, a lot of dairy, dairy basically comes from the mucus of the cow, and that's another video for you guys. So I'm sure you guys probably heard me talking about the fact that milk, if you have milk, normal milk, same as skim milk and fat milk and low fat milk, if you want to call it, it's 30% of the cow. Now that's another video for you guys. So I'll leave you with that. Supplements obviously are crucial for you. Now number 4 is the understanding of what you need to do in a gym or outdoors or whatever you train. Okay, now do we really understand what we need to do in a gym? Now some people have said this to me a couple of times this week. It says, oh, you know, I know my friend, you know, he works out but he's not in shape, Carlos. He's been training for 8 years. I says, all right, okay, cool. Other person said to me that her sister has worked out and she's still, if you like, an overweight version of herself. Now, I said to them, look, it's hard for me to kind of analyze if I don't go see the person and I don't really know what they're doing. Now, and it says, oh yeah, I understand. Could you give them some advice? If without seeing the person, I can't really tell what they have done and what they are doing. Now, one thing that happens very, very, very easy, and this is something that happens literally to everyone out there. When I say to everyone, to most people in the gym, is a lot of people don't know what they're doing. So what tends to happen is they go on internet, they'll get some sort of like, if you like, some tips. They think they probably go on YouTube, they probably copy people, they probably go on to some, I don't know, some fitness classes, they probably copy their friends, they probably copy people in the gym. And what tends to happen then, they fail to realize why actually they are in the gym. And in 9 times out of 10, these people eventually fall off the wagon because they haven't got no guidance. So it's very important to get the right guidance. And then on the other side is understanding how to perform that particular thing, what you are doing. So one thing is what you have to do, another thing is how you do it. Okay, now I'll give you an example. Like I always say this to people. People say, oh, all I need is some sort of written program, and I get on. I always say this to everyone that actually tells me that. I said, listen, one thing is what a person. I mean, you can go on internet and you'll have, my God, I mean, you type in weight training programs or functional programs or whatever, and I'm sure you'll find hundreds and hundreds and thousands of programs out there, and people claiming to follow this program and you'll get ripped in 2 days. It's a lot of bollocks, because at the end of the day, anyone can write one of those. Anyone that is, you know what I mean, that's got 2 or 3 cells in a brain on how to actually change someone's physique can write one of those. But the thing is, how are you going to perform that program, and then how many times you're going to perform that program, what diet you got to attach to that program, what supplementation you got to attach to that program, what body type are you in order to overcome the things you need to overcome in that program, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. You see, so that is one of the things that a lot of people fail to realize, and it's the reason why, if you see, and I don't want to blow my own trumpet about how great my clients are, is all my clients that get with me, they basically get a greater version of themselves. So they get a fitter version of themselves, they get a stronger version of themselves, they get a slimmer or bigger or muscular or toned version of themselves, they get healthier version of themselves and happy version of themselves. So I'm not just telling you, you ask my clients, there's no 2 ways about it. And don't take me wrong, everyone improves on different sort of rates, obviously you've got to understand that, and I'm not here to tell you that one is better than the other. They're all, for me, the way I can see, they're all champions, because the reason why they're all champions is because I do not allow them to come out of that sort of road, because I know how to evaluate people. And I always say this to the guys, if they don't do it, I don't train them. Simple as that. Because if they don't follow what I say to them, they're not going to get results. You might as well just go and train by yourself, do whatever you want to do. Now, number 5, and this is something that I could go on and on. I actually love to do this video because it's something that you can go on and on about this list, and that this is the list that is very important for you to become your greatest version, is how consistent are you doing that particular program that you've got. So let's say you've got the right program. How consistent would you then be doing that program? Because a lot of people, what they've got is like, oh, I want to find something that really works for me. And I tell you what, they found it. Let's say they found it, okay? So they've got the thing that works for them, and all of a sudden they'll do 1 week and they go all excited. They're all talk about it. It's happening. They'll put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, they're all excited. And within a week they don't do it anymore. So took the second week, they'll stop. Okay? Now, and this is the thing about getting results. People that get results, they do it day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. Excuse me, regardless, okay? They do it because they want to achieve what they really want to achieve. They don't do it for one day. They don't just get excited for 2 weeks. They do it every single time they have to do it. And remember, although sometimes life is hard and you have bad times, and we've got busy times, we've got kids, and we've got families, and we've got work, and you've got stress at work, and you've got all sorts happening, and friends, and whatever else, people fall out, and whatever, you tell me, everyone's got a story, right? You still have to do the things you have to do. Okay, no one has a perfect life, and sometimes I hear people, oh yeah, but I've got this, and I've got that. Look, you've got a story. I've got a story too. So do you want me to tell my story? Okay? And I'm sure A, B, and C, and D out there has got their story too. So we all have a little story to tell someone to kind of go, oh, you know what? The reason why I'm not doing is because of this. You know what? Stop that bullshit and bloody do it. Now, one of the guys, and just to close this sort of video, one of the guys I think has been, oh, when I say I think, it is, without a shadow of a doubt, the pioneer of bodybuilding, and probably the reason why I'm talking to you right now is because of him. And he's been the pioneer of bodybuilding, he's been the pioneer of fitness. When I say bodybuilding, that's fitness, because bodybuilding then opened the room for fitness. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if you guys know the background of this guy. He was in the army, and I don't want to tell you obviously his autobiography and how amazing this book was, but he used to train inside a tank. Okay, now he could tell all of you guys a story where he was inside the tank, he couldn't train. He found a way. He found a way and he trained inside the tank. Okay, now, surely you don't want me to tell you the rest of the story, because if you read his book, I nearly bloody fell over then. You see me, boom, tumble over. It's quite funny, isn't it? One of these I'll actually fall over and I'll actually record and put it on YouTube. Quite funny. You'll probably go on, what's that program is it? UB Frame? Don't take the piss now, guys. But anyway, I nearly fucking fell over. But going back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, he found a way. And this is what I think a lot of the guys out there constantly finding excuses, whether they're too busy, look, we're all too busy, we just got to do the things we got to do. And this is going to link into another video I'm going to do maybe tomorrow about how to stop procrastinating, which is actually, I think, is a really, really good point to kind of like dive into that one and really get some detail why people procrastinate. Okay, so with all that said, guys, you know I love to come here. I'll give you a bit of a view here on this beautiful park, which is Sutton Park. Beautiful thing here. It's got great sunshine. What sunshine was here earlier, but it's kind of going now. Beautiful fresh air, beautiful animals. I'll come here to do my power walk. I'm on into the 30th minute now. I'll do some power walk, which is obviously fat burning. Then I do some power sprints. The reason for that, as you guys know, is to burn body fat. I'm on a diet at the moment for 5 weeks, hopefully with just 5 weeks. It's good. Just to give you an example, I've been on a diet for how many days is it? Yeah, 7 days now. And without realizing, I just cut down my calories a little bit, start doing a little bit more power walk, and all of a sudden I lost 6 pounds. And that 6 pounds, 9 times out of 10, or 90% of it, will be body fat. No muscle, body fat, because I'm doing power walk, power sprints. I cut down my calories very slowly, okay, and basically what I'm doing is 2 sessions a day on muscle, not muscle building, muscle retention, so keeping my muscle. Okay, so just to give you a bit of a tip, insight of what I do for the guys out there that wanted to get into that sort of shape. So obviously, as you guys know, I do muscle modeling competitions, so I kind of like, and I do photo shoots as well. So obviously I'm preparing for a photo shoot, so that's what I'm trying to do every single day. So fantastic. So with all that said, guys, I hope you liked the video, and stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, and before I go, have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.